What's going on? I am Anoki the One, back with another video, and this video is all about the fastest way to play all the major chords. Now, you may not believe me, but I'm telling you, this is a hack, okay? And this is one of those hacks that I learned from a church musician working at Guitar Center, struggling to play chords and memorize. And muscle memory is a lot more powerful than mental memory. So let's get into this hack. The key is that you only have to remember one chord, okay? Play this with me. Boom. That's the only chord you need to memorize. The C chord. All right, you got it? Okay. So now that you have the C, which is comprised of C, E, and G, don't think anymore, okay? Next, all you got to do is go up a half step with the entire chord, okay? So that means going up, moving that over, and moving this over. Now you're playing the D flat or the C sharp chord. Then go over again, half step. Now you're playing D major chord. Go another half step. Now you're playing an E flat chord. Then you keep going. Then you keep going. And that is all of the major chords, okay? That's it. That's all the chords. So I highly recommend getting your muscles to memorize all the major chords before you even know what they're called, okay? Because a lot of times when people are teaching piano, it's way too in the brain. And when you're learning with muscle memory, you can feel it more. It's more in feeling, and you'll intuitively know where to go next, okay? So now that you know that muscle is more powerful than mental memory, okay? You know how to play all the major chords. Rewind it if you didn't catch it. Now, turn it into a game. Make it fun, okay? So once you slowly do this, because people get overwhelmed, and also because this is so simple, a lot of adults overcomplicate it. So this is how you learn all the major chords instantly. Now, if you want to get better at muscle memory, what do? You have to practice. So you start off practicing very slow, and then over time you get faster and faster and faster. So where you don't have to think about it as much. So oops. Then you go backwards. And you get better and better at that. But basically, you are training your hands and your body to know the chords without having to mentally overthink everything to the point where you end up quitting and you stop playing altogether, right? So that was a quick and easy way. I'm telling you, pause this video, rewind it, do this over and over and over again, and I tell you, in a week's time. And once you get more comfortable, start playing to a metronome. So play to the metronome, turn your metronome on to a certain speed, and slowly but surely go faster and faster with the metronome. And then track yourself, because that's what'll keep you going, and that's what's going to make it fun. So track how many times you're able to play all the chords, go through all the chords, all the major chords within a minute or 2 minutes. So you set the timer and you wait for it to start, and then you go. then you start over. And the more you do it, the more you start to hear the patterns and different things like that, to where you're like, oh, I see the pattern here. And especially when you start going backwards, because going backwards, even for me, I haven't practiced this in a minute, but going backwards is a lot harder, but it also shows the pattern. It makes the pattern a lot more obvious. So going backwards and forwards, you can really master all the major chords in a fairly short amount of time. All right, so let's go through the main points. There is only 12 notes, okay? And you really only need to memorize the first chord shape, and then you just go up a half step. You keep going up a half step, and each half step is a different chord. So just practice going up and down the piano with those chords, okay? Then you want to make sure that you remember muscle memory is more powerful than mental memory. So get the muscle memory down, and then after that, then start to add the mental memory. Okay, this is the C chord, this is the C sharp, this is the D, this is the D sharp, and then go into that. It's a lot more easy. It's a lot easier, and let's work on the brain and make it fun. Time yourself so you know that you're progressing, and keep at it. Practice, practice, practice. Do not overcomplicate this. It's very easy to do. Don't do it. This is a huge hack, and rewind it. All right. I'll see you on the next video. If you like this, like it, subscribe, and also go to thrivingartistuniversity.com and download the free ebook, Thriving as an Artist Without Losing Your Soul. And I'll see you on the